Everyone, Xavier here. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026, I guess. This is my movie collection update. It took a little while for me to make this video since I wasn't sure if I was going to get any more before the end of the year or even early into this year. But I managed to, I decided to just, save a little bit of money on that. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I only got one DVD. I didn't get any Blu-rays. Just mostly everything was on 4K. So the only DVD I added for all of 2025 was I Like Movies. This is a Canadian indie film that is about this little narcissist kid that works at a video store. He thinks he's gonna become a big movie director or wants to go to like the NYU, and it's a fun comedy. I know a lot of people do not like the kid because he can be very how would you say a bit of a douchebag. But I think that's kind of the point. I kind of love how it's just this weird sort of salty tone, and then at the end it's like he learns his lesson. So I thought it was very fun. It works for me. I'm being a film fan and all, and this is about cinephiles that are kind of toxic, and that's interesting to me. Next up, if you don't know, I'm not going to go through alphabetically. These movies are kind of all over the place in the new the new shelf I've put in, so I can't really just move and try to do alphabetically because I have to reorganize everything essentially. So I'm going to put timestamps so you'll still see what movies I added. Next up, we got Superman, James Gunn Superman. I thought this was great. Great start to DCU. I really loved sort of the comic booky aesthetic, a lot of the fan service, the action, score, directing. I thought it was great. It's not like the best superhero movie ever made, but I definitely think it was really, really well done for what James Gunn had to have done to sort of kickstart the franchise. Here we have a upgrade. We got Spawn on 4K Arrow Video. You know what? I almost forgot to do this for Superman. You know what? Let's just do it. Why not? That's just a disc. Yeah, it's kind of boring. I do like the slipcover for this though. There we go. As for Spawn, I already said my piece on it in a previous video when I had the Blu-ray. So I just got the 4K of it. I'm pretty sure though I got all the little knickknacks still in here. So yeah, Spawn on 4K, and I still have the poster and all the little cards and stuff in here compared to the other Arrow Video collections I got. I think Spawn is great. I kind of would like to know if we are ever going to get a reboot of this, but at this rate, I don't think so. Next up, we got Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I really like this one. I know a lot of people were underwhelmed by Final Reckoning. For me, my issue is that Gabriel was kind of an underwhelming villain. They cut out the entire backstory, so we don't see what was the deal with him and Ethan in the past, and it's just kind of annoying because it's like this is the final villain that we're going to end on, a guy who essentially feels like a weird afterthought essentially. Even in this movie, he feels like an afterthought, which is kind of weird. But I think aside from that, directing, the action, the stunts, just the finality to it, I loved. Next, we got Demolition Man on 4K through Arrow Video. It even includes the the Pizza Hut dub. Yeah, no, there's a book that comes with it. This is a little better than the Spawn one, I will say, because you get a book. I have the postcards. I used the poster, and unfortunately the poster got taken down when I have to move out, but that is life for you. But yeah, no, Demolition Man. I already said my piece on it when I had the Blu-ray. I really, really love that movie. It has aged like fine wine with today's political climate, and it's just a fun, interesting, sci-fi satire. Next up, we got The Penguin on 4K. I love this mini series. I heard they're trying to do a season two. I'm not sure how they'll do that, but yeah, no, this is fantastic. If you love the Batman, if you love Colin Farrell's portrayal of Penguin, you would absolutely love this show. Um, Next up, we got Wallace and Gromit, the complete Kraken collection. So this is not like the special edition that has Curse of the Rare Rabbit. This just has all the short films. Um, in terms of what I like with which short film I like, I think A Grand Day Out is still my favorite. The jankiness and just kind of the absurdity is what I love. A Matter of Loaf of Death. I watched it for the first time watching this. Now the 4K is a little weird because it's AI upscaled, but I would say Matter of Loaf and Death I really liked. Wrong Trousers is great, and then my least favorite is A Close Shave. Mainly just because it's a little darker than I remember. Like it was just kind of a depressing like short, honestly. Like even Man of Love and Death had a little more fun to it, I would say. But yeah, no, I really like this like little collection. It's nice when you find it cheap. Don't overspend on the shorts. I also forgot there is the Kraken contraptions, but I haven't seen them yet. So I would like to see. I need to make some time to watch those. Here we have Fallout Season 1. I am watching Season 2 right now. I'll see which season is better, but overall, I really love the show. I love the games. And, it's just like, it's not the best television show from the last few years, but it's just really well done. And how they capture the world, capture the games, the tone, and just, what it's like to, be in the wasteland. I think it's a great series. So let's move on over here. First, we have Renfield. I'm very conflicted on this movie. I think there's a lot of good that comes with it. I think Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage, they're great. I think they're like a fun duo. But the problem is that you also have in Awkwafina as the police detective, and this weird subplot about the police and the drug kingpin, and it's like, what's the deal with this? Like, yeah, it comes into play in the story, but it's not that interesting. I just think Awkwafina was probably just miscast as that role. I had no hate against Awkwafina. There's some things I really like her in. It's just I think there's like when you're supposed to take her seriously, it doesn't really work. Her voice just kind of makes it like I can't take her serious. With that said, I think this was a decent movie. Like it's fun. Like I wouldn't say it's one of the my favorites from that of that sort of genre, and I would say it's a flawed film. But I think the strengths in there are really good. Here's one that I'm not going to say much on. Signs, fantastic movie. It's and I love M. Night Shyamalan. Obviously Unbreakable is my favorite, but Signs is also fantastic. I'm trying to also see if I can get The Sixth Sense in 4K, but it's very hard to get in Canada. You have to get through Amazon, and it's always like $50 something for it, and it's like that's not really worth for like essentially a basic 4K. So, aside from that though, awesome movie. The 4K is great. And yeah, no, Signs. I defend that movie. I don't care about the aliens in the water. It's like it's symbolism of demons, but whatever. Next up, we got Mickey 17. This was a movie that came out last year. It didn't do well. It flopped. The problem is that Bong Joon-ho, who directed Parasite, he kind of set himself on an impossible task to sort of be on the same level as that movie. And Mickey 17 was never going to be that. Mickey 17 was going to just sort of be like a fun, little sci-fi romp. And I think the issue is that people were expecting like this masterpiece that was going to be like very mature and was going to like hit the beats of Parasite, and that was not going to happen. I'm not going to say this is a great movie, but I do think this is really good. It's very like fun. It's poppy. Like I like the I like Robert Pattinson. I think the humor's fun, like the tone. It knows it's not taking itself seriously. I think the directing visuals are great. Like it's a fun movie. Like and that's kind of the issue though. People wanted something a little bit more mature. That was like that pulled on the heartstrings more than just sort of like the little fun, quirky film. Okay. Minecraft movie. I got this for like $10. I had to. Like, is it an amazing movie? No. But I will say it's fun. It's a fun movie. Like it's not a good movie at all. It's like debatable if you can even say it is, but it knows what's trying to be. It's trying to be fun. I mean, obviously Mickey 17 is better. I think that should have made more money. But, I think it was fun for what it was, especially if you just get drunk and watch with like friends, like a little watch party or something. But I'm curious about the sequel. So now, speaking of sequels, we got, well, this is not the sequel yet. Ninja, if you don't know, I mean, you have to know. Ninja 2 is the highest grossing animated film of all time now. I think even Zootopia 2 might not even reach it. It might come close, but I ain't gonna beat Ninja 2. So, Ninja, I think we only got the first one on 4K physically. I'm not sure when the second one comes out. Now, with that said, I think Ninja 1 is great. The issue with both movies is that the tone can be a bit too much for some people. Like, it can be very serious and then it can be very goofy. But that's kind of the Chinese sort of how they make their movies, where it's like, it can be dark, but it's also like really goofy at the same time. But that said, I think when it comes to the first film, I think the animation is pretty good given the small budget that they had. Action's fun, the characters are fun. It feels like a sort of like a top tier DreamWorks movie in terms of like the what they were trying to go for. And I really liked it. I prefer the sequel. The sequel is way more ambitious. I think the animation is better. The actions are fantastic in that one. And I think the maturity is way like more interesting than say in the first one, where I would say the first one feels like it's just a slightly more mature like DreamWorks like sort of template movie, and the sequel kind of takes that like and turns it way up essentially. I wish that the second movie does come out in 4K, but I don't think it will. Like even the English dub of Ninja 2 did not make any splash at all. So I'm surprised they even had this on 4K for the first film that came out like in 2019. So yeah, but overall, I think Ninja One's great. I think Ninja Two is even better. I think Ninja Two is my top three from last year in terms of my films. Next up, we have Nosferatu. Fantastic movie. That was one of my favorites of 2024. I don't think there's much I can say about it. It's like I think like it's got its roses. A lot of people have praised this movie to death, and I don't have much to add on this one. It's a very interesting adaptation of Nosferatu. Robert Eggers. I'm looking forward to seeing his Christmas Carol and the werewolf project that he's doing. The extended cut is not that much more extended. I think they added like a scene or two, and I think they're good scenes. It's just like you understand why they had to cut them out. And let's move on to this pile here. We're almost done. There's two more little piles left. We got the Dune Part 1 and Part 2 collection. I waited to get this specific one. I didn't want to get 1 and 2 separately. I wanted to get it together. And also, like, it was a little expensive for a while. Now it's, I got it for a good price. I love the Dune movies. I don't really want to get into, much of it because I think everyone has said why these movies are great. Denis Villeneuve's directing is fantastic. The actors are fantastic. I'm looking forward to Part 3. I'm curious to see how they manage Part 3, Messiah. It's going to be an interesting adaptation that he's going to try to do. But that said, both Dune movies are great. Obviously, the second one is a little bit more, exciting because that's where most of the story beats are like paying off. The first one is all the setup. Let's see. Next up, we got The Wild Robot. I did not watch this movie until this year, actually, when I was flying out from Morocco. But honestly, like, I felt I missed out because this is a fantastic movie. I was avoiding it because the marketing was really pushing it kind of generic. That's the problem with kids with animated film marketing. They kind of make it look lame, but then they hide all the great parts in it. So I think The Wild Robot is a fantastic movie, one of the best in recent years, one of the best in DreamWorks, and especially compared to Disney, even Pixar. Like, this is fantastic. It's the story may seem a little cliche, but it's the execution that makes it work. So, yeah, no, Wild Robot, you really gotta check this out. Next, we got Venom: The Last Dance. Um, it's a little disappointing with what's been going on with like Tom Hardy's Venom. I like this movie. I don't think it's great. I would say still sort of the first movie is my favorite, and the second and third films are sort of equal in terms of what they offer, but what they don't have at the same time. The issue is that they really set up No. I was very excited for No. I was hoping that this movie was gonna sort of like tie into like the next Spider-Man movie, maybe the MCU, but they never really do that. So I feel like No is gonna get tossed away essentially, and it sucks because for what it is, I think Venom 3 was not that bad. It was kind of fun. Obviously, the whole scientist subplot really took it down a notch. That was kind of the issue. It's like it feels like this is a movie that they did not know if it was going to end the series or continue it. So it felt very weird because of that. Now, I think if they knew this was going to be the last movie, we're going to see Tom Hardy, and he's not going to be teaming up with Tom Holland or whatever, they would have changed the movie to be more, have a bit better of a finality to it. But I guess they didn't know this. They thought they were going to make some more movies, and that's why they have all these random subplots and side characters. And it sucks because I think if they actually, really tried and make it like this is the last movie, I think they would have done a really good job of it. Okay, the last pile. Here we are. So first off, we got The Bad Guys 2. I really like this one. Probably a little more than the first one, I would say. I like the first. Like I think both movies are really good. I think the 4K of it kind of got busted though. I had to use the Blu-ray, but yeah, no. I say they're both about the same in terms of enjoyability. I think I prefer the second one a little more in terms of like the action, like moments are they're more exciting. They push the budget. I like more of the character dynamics. Like the villains are more fun. And yeah, it's just a nice like little animated flick. I'm looking forward to the third movie when they make it. So yeah, no, Bad Guys 2. We got Beetlejuice. Now I know this one is polarizing. Some people really love it. Some people really hate it. I really love it. I know the issues that a lot is happening. It feels like there's like 500 subplots, but I think that's kind of the charm of it. I think like Tim Burton is like, okay, you know what? If I'm gonna make only one Beetlejuice movie, let's just make like I'm gonna throw in every idea possible. And honestly, I kind of love it because of it. Like I know like it's a little messy, and that's kind of the issue. Like it feels like they could have had a little more focus, but I kind of appreciate Tim Burton just throwing everything on the wall. All the characters, all the set pieces, the practical effects, makeup, and just getting back to sort of that spirit of his classic 80s era. Like, I love Beetlejuice 2. I heard that they're going to try to do a third film, which I'm looking forward to. Like, I would love to see, like, one last romp with Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice. So here we got an upgrade, actually. Constantine. I had it on Blu-ray, or did I have a Blu-ray? I think I had it on Blu-ray or DVD. One or the others, and then I upgraded to this. Yeah, no, Constantine's a weird one because I don't think it's amazing. I think a lot of people have been like trying to push this movie a little too much lately. This is because this is not a great adaptation of Constantine. Like Keanu Reeves is very miscast, but it's a very unique movie. I think that's why people like it. Like they love the demon like hunting aspect of it, and it's a very like unique sort of superhero like graphic novel type of film where it's not about the action. It's more about like sort of the unfolding of events. There's some cool moments. The actors are fun, and like the visuals are interesting. Like it's like I heard that they're trying to do a sequel for this for a long time, but they gotta do it soon because Keanu Reeves is getting a little too old. So I would love to see a sequel to this if they sort of have a bit more of the Hellblazer, moments, like more comic book moments, because this was like trying to distance itself. That's a comic book, so some people like that for it, others don't. And yeah, Keanu Reeves, not exactly the most accurate Constantine, but it wasn't bad. Okay, so we got two more, one upgrade, one new one. Cinderella Man. I've already spoken my piece about it. I love this movie, fantastic. Is it a little long? Sure. Is Max, what's his name? Max Breyer, like the champion that what's his name? Jimmy Braddock had to fight. Is he inaccurate? Absolutely. That's kind of the issue. But honestly, I still think it's a fantastic movie. I don't love everything Ron Howard makes, but this is a very good one. And last but not least, is the most interesting one, and that is Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is a movie that's constantly on sale on Amazon, and I've never really seeked it out because I haven't watched it, so I'm not sure if I was going to like it if I got it. And I'm not in love with Francis Ford Coppola's work, so I was like, okay, you know what? It's cheap. I'll get it. I'm curious, and honestly, it was pretty good. Now, I will say the issue is, it comes down to two things. Sometimes the costume designs are a bit too much. I don't like Gary Oldman's like old man Dracula look. It's stupid, and a lot of people have, even the people who love the movie will admit it's just a really stupid design. But then again, he's not in it for that long. The main issue I have is not just like, oh, it's Keanu Reeves is Jonathan Harker. It's like, that's one thing, but I think everyone can admit. It's that I don't really like the romance angle they played up with Dracula and Mina. Like, yes, it is. There is a subtext to it in like some adaptations, and there's the seductive aspect to it. But it's just like playing it to the point where Mina is more concerned about Dracula's, condition rather than Jonathan. It's just kind of weird. It just makes it where she's like, not very likable, and that was kind of my issue. Is that if you like, I love how accurate the story is actually, because this is like probably the most accurate from the book that this movie will get. But I don't. I think honestly, they should just downplay the romance angle, make it where Dracula is a seductive, like he's a predator. He's not a lover. That's kind of what I liked about Nosferatu, where it wasn't like this. Oh my God. Lily Wilson's Depp's character is in love with him. It's like, no, she's obviously in love with her, with Nicholas Holt's character, but that's she has to deal with this predatorial like Dracula essentially. And that's about it. That's all the movies I got for last year. I don't know if I'm gonna add a lot more for this year, since I'm trying to see what I can do for 2026 in general. Try to save some money. And also just because lately 4K movies are just getting more expensive. There's not a lot of deals, like unless you're like on Amazon and find good deals. And yeah, like it's it is what it is. But honestly, so far, I absolutely love my collection. May I have a few duds, sure. Are some of the 4Ks starting to like break and not work anymore? Absolutely, but that's kind of the price you got to do when you do a movie collection. With that said, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the travel vlog that's going to come out next month. I'm very excited to share my trip and hope to see you guys there. See ya.